Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys our BBR Season 4 week number, oh man, it's playoffs, I'm gonna start over. Hey guys, OG Albina here, bringing you guys our BBR Season 4 Round 1 of playoffs against Jack, aka Gravy. I never know exactly, which one I should call him in videos, and his Vancouver Titan. Jack's having a great season. We played him earlier this season, and he hooked us up. Like, we got smashed. He brought a really cool team with, like, Veil offense into, like, DD weakness policy Hydra, and it was really scary and it wasn't a good time, so we're hoping that we can bounce back this time. But I put a lot of work into this build. I'm really proud of it. Big shout out to Dell as well, by the way. He's linked in the description below, just he's a coach as well. But go check him out. He really helped me grind this game, this build with a ton of mocks, which really let me hone in on the big weaknesses that I had to my team. He brought some great builds, and he really helped me out this week. So definitely go check him out. But yeah, we have a really good build this week. I'm really excited for this game. I really do think that we can take it home and kind of upset here, because Jack's having a great season. I definitely think he has a great matchup against us. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy today's round 1 of playoffs, be sure to drop a like on the video as well as subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 2,000 subs, and I'd really appreciate if you help me out along that journey. And yeah, with that being said, we can go ahead and jump on into it. If you did forget, our team is at the top of the screen, and it consists of Roaring Moon, which is Terror Dark, Annihilate, Slow King. I almost keep calling them their nicknames. Sandy Shocks, Klefki, Dunsparce, Clodsire, Volcarona, Serena, and Cryogonal, while our opponent's team is at the bottom of the screen, and they consist of Iron Treads, Iron Bundle, Hydreigon, Lamora, Terra Steel Skeledirge, Terra Psychic Gallade, not Terra Fighting on, Kilowattrel, Abomasnow, Tauros Paldea, which can be all 3 forms. I just have the Fire one here, there because it looks the coolest, Florges, and Grafaiai. Now, biggest threats to me, they're pretty much the same as last time, right? The Iron Treads is very, very scary offensively against my team. We saw it week 1 against Street Arcade, and we even saw it a little bit in our original game against Jack. Really scary Pokemon. The Specs Iron Bundle has the potential to 2-hit KO our entire team or OHKO it. Now, I'm not sure if he'll be Specs. I really do think that Boost plus, like, U-Turn is just a lot better because he can kind of chip things down into range of everything being 2-hit KO'd anyways. For example, something like a Cryogonal can potentially switch in. Cryogonal plus Slow King can kind of switch in on, like, Specs lock sets. But if he catches a little bit of momentum, chips down the Cryo, then he has a pretty free Freeze Dry into Hydro Pump combination. So I really don't think it'll be a choice set. It could. It's not like a terrible thing, but I really don't think it will be. Hydreigon, it's a bit scary, I won't lie. It obviously put it in our jaw last time, so we have to make sure that we can kind of deal with it accordingly this time. Lamora is always annoying. Offensively, it's not amazing into me, but the Spikes presence that it can bring is really, really obnoxious. Now, we do have 2 spinners here, but they're not great here. Maybe Cryo, I really thought about Cryo, but even then, Cryo lost Defog, so I can't Defog it away, and the Skeledirge is always going to spin block me, and I don't think Skeledirge actually ever wants to Terra in this game, really, unless it's in, like, 1v1 last mon situation against Moon, and it needs to, like, 1v1 the Moon. Other than that, though, I really don't think that he's going to want to Terra his Dirge. And, yeah, it's going to be really tough for me to ever get away Hazard, so Glim could be scary. Skeledirge is annoying. We don't have much to break through it immediately. We have a couple Pokemon that are pretty strong into it, but it's just so naturally fat that it can always eat a hit or 2, usually, and be really obnoxious. Gallade is probably the second biggest threat to our team behind that Hydreigon that saw us last time. I really think, like, an Agility, like, Lumberry set just does so well into our team. I think that's what he ended up bringing last time, but it does ridiculously well into our team. Just Psychic move plus Fighting move plus either like Leaf Blade or Night Slash or something of the sorts can really put it in our jaw. Like, it's not looking good. I really do think it's gonna be Leaf Blade as well. But yeah, other than that, other things are pretty self-explanatory. Like, they can come, but we can deal with them. Now we know the Obama can be Veil. That's a big threat, but we can deal with it accordingly now. The Tauros Paldea is always versatile and annoying, and Florges is a good Moon check, but I think it's really, really bad to me offensively, like, pretty terrible. But yeah, with that being said, jump into our first member. This time we are rocking out with a Choice Scarf, Roaring Moon, with Crunch, U-Turn, Outrage, Earthquake, 68 HP, Max Attack, and 180 Speed with a Jolly Nature. Last game, I believe we were Bandit, because Bandit is pretty incredible into this team. It's very good into this team, right? The only issue is I didn't have much speed control on the squad I was rocking out with, whether that be for a Booster Energy Treads, whether that be for a non-Scarf Bundle, whether that be for a +1 Hydreigon because it's DDing up. or even a Scarf Gallade. I didn't have much speed control on the team, so I wanted Moon to kind of function in that role. We don't break through floor just naturally as well, but with just a little bit of chip, Terra Dark Crunch is going to 2-hit KO that thing. It's a really strong move to click, and really endgame Roaring Moon is a very viable possibility. We have to get rid of that Tauros if it does end up coming, because it is going to be a resist. Or Outrage could be a very possible endgame. With the other Florges and Treads gone, he doesn't really have much for the move Outrage, which is obviously, you know, fair when you say someone lost their Steel type and their Fairy type. Now they can't switch into Dragon moves, but it is a viable possibility, and Outrage is going to give me an Oko on that Hydreigon. If it sets up a DD, we can revenge it, or if it's a Scarf set, we can revenge it. Next up, we have our Annihilate, rocking out with the Citrus Berry, Defiance its ability, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Taunt, and Bulk Up. EVs wise, I got 108 HP, 68 attack, 92 defense, 12 for def, and 228 speed with a Jolly Nature. I don't remember what the EVs are for because they're the same EVs as our original game because I felt like they were fine. The only thing that we ended up changing was the item, I believe. I believe we might have been a Roselli Berry originally. Hold on, let me check that because it's really good information to know, right? We were originally a Chesto Berry with a rest set. Now we're going to be Taunt, and this is actually going to be our lead, so they can lead Taunt into the Glamora if it wants to lead Taunt into the Abomasnow if it wants to set up a Veil, and, you know, kind of deal with things accordingly. Now, our Defiance is going to be a really nice touch for that Paldean Tauros if it wants to be Intimidate, which I assume it will want to be for our Roaring Moon. It's going to allow us to get a big boost if we can double in and catch that thing. Now, if it's not Intimidate, that's fine, because then it's not going to switch into Crunches very well, if that makes any sense. But yeah, we're very spread or very bulky, not very spread to where we can take 2 of mostly everything. Our Citrus Berry plus Drain Punch is really going to help us kind of stay a little bit healthy and, you know, help us out in specific roles and niches and things like that. We can take boosted hits from Hydreigon, but you can take a Specs Hydro Pump pretty easily too, even after a bunch of hazards damage and things like that. So I really do think Ape is going to be really solid. The only downside is that we can't really get rid of poison by resting now, which is obviously not fun. Then we have our Sandy Shocks. We're rocking out with a 4 attack set this time. Discharge, Earth Power, Power Gem, and Volt Switch. We're max special attack, max speed with Timid Nature. Pretty simple EVs, don't really have to go into those guys there. But the reason that we're 4 attacks on this set is because I wanted Volt Switch to be able to gain momentum into this team because I didn't want to be a sitting duck for things like Hydreigon or even Gallade coming in. But I felt like having this thing offensively was kind of a necessary evil for things like the Glim, because one, it switches into it well. But 2, the Iron Treads is I don't really kill it very well, and 3, especially the Skeledirge. I really don't kill Skeledirge very well on this team, because a lot of my mons are physical, and, you know, my special threats other than Sandy Shocks don't really threaten it too much. I guess Slowking does, but Slowking doesn't really get 1v1 if it's more for def invested. Regardless, it's going to allow me to take that thing on. Power Gem is to allow me to hit the Kilowatt Roll, because if it's Volt Absorb, I won't be able to touch it, as well as the Abomasnow, so that's a really cool aspect of it. And yeah, it's just a really solid Pokemon offensively this game, I really do think so. It's allowed to Volt Switch around pretty freely. If the Treads comes in, as long as I have my Shook and I'm somewhat healthy, I can just stay in an Earth Power it and, you know, send it ass backwards. So, yeah, Shocks is looking pretty good this game. We have Spikes elsewhere. Next up, we have AV Slowking. Same set as last time, really, except we swatched out Surf for Chilling Water, and we are much more physically defensive so that we can take a Gallade hit after Rocks, I believe, is what we EV'd for. I'm not 100% sure. But Chilling Water is going to be great for dropping attack stats. Future Sight is great just to throw up in the air, and then Ice Beam Flamethrower hits things very hard. It's a great soft check to so many things on the team, whether that be Bundle, Treads, Gallade, Skeledirge, the Glamora if it's a more offensive set and things like that. So definitely a really solid Pokemon in this game, and just good catch-all check to everything. Then we have a Choice Specs Volcarona, walking out with Overheat, Bug Buzz, U-Turn, and Fiery Dance, max special attack, max speed. Pretty simple. Now, this is a pretty weird set. We're not rocking any removal this week, which is pretty tough. So, that Taunt lead is going to be really important to ensure that Glim doesn't get up Rocks turn 1. Now, if the Treads wants to try and get up Rocks turn 1, there's not much we can do about it, but we do have our 2 switch-ins before we die, and really that's all we need it for. We need to get this thing in, and we need to click Specs Overheat. It's a great way of luring in the Skeledirge too and forcing it to take damage, because with its unaware, it's going to take full powered Specs Overheats the entire time it's in. So if it switches in, takes 45% from an overheat, it is going to take 45% again the next turn, and with just a little bit of chip, we can really chip that thing down and really keep it low or even knock it out, which is really valuable in my opinion. It gives me a very solid breaker in this matchup too. It bullies things like the Florges, it bullies things like the Abomasnow, it nukes the Gallade with a Specs Specs Overheat, like very much so. Specs Bug Buzz is going to knock out things like Hydreigon. It nukes the bundle if it wants to come in for some reason, and it nukes any non-Rock Slide Iron Treads, though I do think it'll be Rock Slide because Volcarona is a pretty big threat to this team. Then, lastly, I think, right? Yeah. And lastly, we have our Klefki, rocking off the Lagging Tail, Prankster as its ability, Dazzling Gleam, Spikes, Switcheroo, Magnetize. We're 244 HP, 236 defense, and 28 speed F with a bold nature. Pretty simple stuff, right? This is going to be a Spike Center. It's also going to be a Switcheroo Lagging Tail set. The reason being because I can't Thunder Wave something like a Hydreigon. I can't Thunder Wave, at least reliably, a Lumberry Gallade if that ends up coming. And I don't know if it was last time, but I really do think it's going to come again. Switcheroo is going to put me in a position where these Pokemon are always going to go last, and I am going to be able to check them. Oh, I can't switch through the Hydreigon anyways. Don't listen to me, I'm stupid. But we do have Magnetize this time, so that if it is an Earthquake variant, we will be able to get above that guy and hit it with some hard Dazzling Gleam. Spikes is going to be really only if I think that the Treads isn't coming in for some reason, or it's very low. We can get some emergency Spikes, but I really didn't think Thunder Wave is super needed. And obviously, Magnetize is for, ground move from the Hydreigon. But yeah, this thing is kind of like a, I lose to Gallade button. Because in Mox, that was kind of the thing I was having the most trouble with. Is Gallade coming in, clicking agility, and fucking winning. And there was not much I could do about it. This kind of stops it. Even if I Thunder Wave it, and it isn't Lum, and it sets up another agility, and he doesn't get parried, I'm still in a bad position, right? So I want to make sure that I can make sure that thing is slower than the rest of my team. Even things like Slowking and, things like that. So yeah, that's going to be the squad. I will be right back with the battle. Alrighty, guys, here we are with the battle. We are connected with Gravy. It looks like he's rocking out with Fire Tauros, if it shows it right on the screen, but I'm pretty sure it does. And I see red little streaks, and it looks like the art on Showdown. We have a Gallade, no Glimmer, which is awesome. We have a Iron Bundle. We have a Florges. There's no Hydra either, which is huge. There's a Skeledurd. And there is a Dawn Fan. Okay, so no, what do you call it? Is really good for me, in fact. It almost makes me want to lead off with my Shocks. I feel like my Shocks is actually a pretty free lead here. So I am going to elect to go with that guy, I think. Yeah, we're going to go with the Shocks team. Originally, my plan was to lead off with my Taunt Ape to stop any, hazard shenanigans and things like that, but it didn't come, so that's good. It also goes crazy offensively. It does really well if we can position ourselves correctly, so good luck with the Gravy. Hopefully we can snag a dub here. I don't know, we will see. Bantaclaws. You see a bundle lead. Interesting. Now, I wonder if he scouts for Scarf. Regardless, I am going to go into my AV Slowking. I always go AV Slowking here. He's going to scout for Scarf. Fine. Volting would have been a demonic play. Not one that I'm willing to make at this point. So I am going to throw a Future Sight in the air. I see no reason not to. We see a Calm Mind. Okay. We're going to go into our Volcarona. I'm assuming he's more Fizz Def. I mean, let's see. If he's more Fizz Def, I'm going to do about 20% right here, minimum. Yeah, he looks like he's Fizz Def. Speed F drop. He's Life Orb Florges. He's gonna take a Future Sight. Give me a crit. That's actually huge. I will not lie. That is huge. Because that's gonna let me knock this thing out. Wow. That's huge. I called it. I called it. He's gonna save it. As I throw off this Specs Fiery Dance here. Does a ton of damage. Okay. Then from here, where do we want to pivot? I think out into my Shocks is my best bet. Yeah, we're gonna go Shocks. And I think from here, can we just throw off an Earth Power? I don't think there's a reason to not throw off an Earth Power. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to not throw off an Earth Power. He doesn't have a resist. His Florges is low. He's Life Orb. Man, that crit really bailed me. That was a really good crit for me. Like, incredible for me, in fact. He's really thinking. He doesn't have much of a switch in. He can Terra if he wants, but, you know, then he's taking a lot of damage. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what we're waiting for. I feel like the Florges sack is the play he makes. So let's see. He's gonna just stay in. We do a lot of damage, which is huge. Speed F drop doesn't really matter. I mean, we're gonna be able to live this. Now, do I want to outposition anything? If something comes in right here, am I in a bad spot? I think so. I don't really want to let Treads in for free. So what I think I'm going to do is Volt. And pick this thing off at that. He doesn't make a Treads play right here, right? Because I just Earth Power. And he doesn't have a resist. He's gonna withdraw. What, Florges? Get laid. Perfect. Again, this is great for me. I'd rather not be in on this thing. We do a lot of damage there. Perfect. Phenomenal. Now, is this the point in which we go into our moon and Terror Dark into the Gallade? How much does Terror Dark crunch to like a really fat max HP variant? We're Scarf too, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we definitely kill. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna Terror Dark Crunch. And his resists to this are looking abysmal. He has the Fire Tauros, I suppose, but like... Again, it's not looking too great for him in regards to switch-ins. I would expect to see some kind of sack here, yeah. That thing does way too good into me. He's gonna sack off the Dirge. So, we knock out Dirge, which is good. Gallade's at about 70. Florges at about 2. So we're just gonna click the button. Imagine if I was DD here. If I was DD, I damn near just won. If I was DD, I think I like no, because there's a Tauros. There's a Tauros. Cool. So we knock it out. Down it goes. We just have to make sure we put ourselves in a position in which the floor just can't wish up. That is that. Is he going to be Intim? He is Intim, so that's something that we can potentially take advantage of with our boy in the back. We're very Fizz-Def on our Slowking. I feel pretty comfortable going out into it right here and just chilling water. Or just throwing off a chilling water. Sorry. He doesn't have a switch into it. Flare Blitz. 136, 199. Burns me. He's gonna take Recoil. Now is it my play to pivot into Junker Queen? I think it is. I feel like a Wild Charge comes out here. Yeah, I'm gonna make the pivot. There's no reason to sack this. I think he's just gonna Wild Charge me. And from here I have another free Earth Power. Wow. That was a play of all time. So, Torch Pelty of Fire. I need a Calc, max HP, or max attack. Wild Charge. Into my Slow King. I mean, yeah, I go into it now, because even if he's, like, max attack... I mean, how much did Flare Blitz do, dude? That was a ridiculous amount. Must have called my double. I think he's banded, by the way. Looking at that damage. I wish I would have had time to calc that otherwise, but it's fine. He's just gonna Flare Blitz. Takes a lot of damage. He crits me there. A little bit unfortunate. I wish I was Surf now, but... what can you do? I mean, it's no longer a Moon Check, though. Which is good. Is this gonna kill me after my burn? I think it might be my best play sack off Volk. Yeah, I think it's my best play to sack off Volk, being that that did so much. Oh, he's gonna switch. Okay. Out into? Gorgeous. Aha, let's go! So he saves it there. I think he just called my double there, then. Like, he just called my double into the shocks. Or my pivot into the shocks. That wasn't a double. My pivot. Yeah. Okay. So we're able to be in an okay spot. We're just gonna Fiery Dance this thing. He doesn't have a switch into this. We're specs. Like, something's gonna drop. So we do knock out the Florges. We get a boost. Or +1 specs. Okay. If Bundle comes out, I'm just clicking Fire Dance. You gotta hit a pump, bro. Either that or you flip turn. But you gotta hit a pump. And I'm okay with sacking this thing, as I noted. Like, I'm 100% okay with sacking this thing. Yeah, you gotta hit a pump, dude. You missed this pump, it almost seals the game. Or your flip turn. Ice Beam, live, you're a Volk. Damn. 34. $34 HP. How much does Ice Beam usually do? That did kill usually. Okay. I think I am gonna go into my 8. His switch into this doesn't really exist right now. He is gonna Ice Beam. We're gonna eat our citrus. Nom nom nom. Eat me up. Big. Which means we do eat another one. Because we're at 165. And at this point we can Rage Fist. That's specs, by the way. There's no crit, no freeze. Perfect. So 8 picks off the bundle. It picks off bundle. Out comes big fella Tauros. He is going to be faster than me, though, which is the only unfortunate thing. Unless he just didn't creep this, which he definitely did. But again, I'm kind of in that position where Scarf, what do you call it, wins. I mean, I'm just going to Drain Punch, I guess, or... Oh, I'm faster. Okay. Couldn't tell you why that happened. Couldn't tell you why that happened. But it did. I also should have just Rage Fist, but, like, it doesn't matter. I thought I was just gonna die. Out comes this guy. Booster energy. Into its speed. So how do I beat this afterwards? I don't know why that happened. I'm just gonna Rage Fist. It does the most damage. So I think I go Keys. And I actually Magnet Rise. Or I actually switcheroo it. Because if I switch it to Lagging Tail, then I can go into Slowking and spam Chilling Water. So we're gonna switcheroo. That's how Lagging Tail works, right? We do live, which is cool. I'm gonna set up a Spike. Why not? And then we go Slowking. We just off a Chilling Water. And we should be okay. Yeah, it should be good. We should live this hit, too, by the way. Because we Chilling Watered. I actually don't want to kill him, by the way. I really don't want to kill him, because I don't want to let in the Glade to agility on me. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to Ice Beam. No!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Don't agility. Please don't agility. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. Don't agility. I lose. I lose. There's no way out. Glade. If it's not Terra Fighting, it's -1. Let's calc this. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I threw away my own season. I can't believe I misclicked. I can't believe I did that. I have to go for a freeze. I have to go for a freeze. Freeze or a crit. Crit kills, freeze kills. I have to go for it. Don't crit me. Come on. Bail me. Bail me. I'm asking. This is my one time. Freeze. I threw. I'm so frustrated in myself. I can't believe I did that. That was my one way of losing. I can't believe I misclicked. I can't believe it. I had such a clear out. I had such a clear out. I'm so frustrated, guys. I'm sorry. That's our season. I gotta go.